Hello, everybody. As always, let me know if you can see me and hear me. Just say hello in the comments, or if you're watching it on replay, you can say hashtag replay so I know you were here. But I wanted to share this easy project that I just did. I had it in my head. I've been thinking about it, and then yesterday I tried it and it actually worked, and I really liked the way it looks. So I thought I'd share what I did. I will have links and all of this on the blog once I get it all done and photographed, but I thought I would just come on here and share what they are. So I love botanical prints. They're expensive. They're expensive to buy them framed and all of that, but I really wanted a kind of a different look for them with a thin, you know, those old vintage frames that are like, they're like metal. They almost look like the pieces of like stained glass windows, if that makes sense. They're almost framed with metal and it's just like a piece of glass. Well, I was thinking about ways to do that, going to the thrift store and trying to find like 2 frames the same size, and then maybe putting some metallic duct tape between them to make them look like that metal. But I found an easier way to do this. So I thought I would just share it with you guys because I really like the way it looked out, the way it worked out and the way it looks. So I still have to clean my glass here, but this is exactly the look I was going for. And I did it for like around $5 a piece. So super cheap. You could make a kajillion. You could just make 2. Sometimes stores will sell or like online, they'll sell them in sets and you only need like 3, but they only come in a set of 6. So this way you can totally customize them for what you need. So I just kind of thought I would share how easy this was. So I went to Walmart and, I'm sorry, there's a glare. And I picked up these 8x10 frames. So there's like a hanger on the back. Obviously, if you wanted smaller ones, they did have smaller sizes. I think they had a 5x7. They might have even had a 4x6, but this same kind of style. So, so you could do it, again, you can customize it to any size. So this is what I love to do. So I see things online or in stores or in magazines, and I love them, but it's like, there's no way I'm going to pay that, especially if I can DIY something or figure out a way. I'm always trying to find a way to DIY it so I can get the same look for less. And so, I don't know, I just love sharing that stuff here and on the website. And so I wanted to get on because this turned out so good. So it's just those, do you guys remember? It's just those plastic, didn't we have poster frames like this? I mean, I'm sure there's still some poster sizes of this. New Kids on the Block hanging in your bedroom type of thing. Anybody else? Or just me, but but it is actually glass. It is not the front part. It is not plastic, which is nice. If I don't break it. Okay. So then this part is plastic, which is fine. It's just the back. And so you just have to take off this paper. Let me move it. I'm always afraid when I move it if it's gonna, this is the table I paint and stuff on all the time, that my phone's gonna fall when I move it. So then this is what you're left with. So it's just like this. So what I did was I printed off, and I will share the link to the ones that I found. I think there were like 12 on this site. I picked out, I'm just doing 3. And I just printed them out on my computer. And so I just am cutting around. You guys can see. If you have questions when you come in, when I do Facebook Lives, there's always a lag in time. So it's like I'll get off and then see a bunch of questions that I can't see while I'm live. So it's so frustrating. But if you have questions, please leave them. And if I don't see them now, I will come back in and answer them. But I'm literally just cutting this out. I mean, could this be any easier? Your kids could help you do this. But then I'm also somebody that gets bored with decorations, and I change things up a lot in our house. Thank goodness I have a husband that understands that and is for it. But so this, I can change this up, and they don't have to be, I could put anything inside these frames. But I really like the old look of those old frames, and I wanted to get it for a lot less. Okay, so I just have this cut out, just around the edges. And then here's where the magic happens. So these are just plastic, and I didn't know if this would work out. But everybody, have you not used Rub and Buff? Because if you haven't, you need this in your life. I bought the set of 6 that come in different like brass and golds and coppery colors. And for this one, I used, this is the European gold. And let me just show you. I kind of played around with which color would look the best. And I wanted it to look aged and like, so over the black, I wanted some of the black coming through. So it kind of looked like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's probably a word for it. Is it lead or like the metal that goes around these older frames and pictures sometimes that you find? So I wanted some of the black popping through and almost so that it looked like brass kind of. So this was the color, the European gold. Is that what I said? Yeah, European gold is what gave me that look the best. So, okay. So what I'm using, an old rag I used yesterday, but it got so messy because I was doing a painting project too that I had to throw it out. So I'm just using paper towels today. What I found gave me the best, and this stuff you use like the smallest amount. So 1 tube you will do many projects, is first of all, dust it off because the plastic likes to get, it like clings dust. Not that there's any dust in our house, but I hate dusting. Okay, so the first thing I did was I just kind of put it on there like this, and then I rubbed it straight on. So it looks like it's kind of fully covered, but yet it doesn't fully cover it. Can you guys see that? Okay. And then as I was rubbing it on to kind of get it smooth, it would kind of take it off in some areas. And so, yeah, see, look, it's like, it's perfect. I did let it sit overnight to make it, I don't know if cure is the right word for this. A lot of the paints I use, you let it cure, but you just kind of want it to make sure it's set, because if you're touching it, and you can sometimes rub it off. But so I just kind of got it on there, and I didn't want it to look perfect. I just wanted it to be, like I said, you could see some of the black, like it's been worn over time. And so let me get another paper towel here. And then I would just kind of buff it off. So if you can see that, see where some of the black is kind of coming through. And then I would kind of, some of the areas where it was just all the black was coming through, if I patted it like this, I know this is weird, but I sat here yesterday and tried to figure out the best way. I rub it on first, and then I would just pat it on, and it would kind of give me kind of just a little bit of, I don't know, texture, but then it would dry, so it was kind of blotchy, and you could kind of see more of that black coming through. Okay, so I won't bore you with like doing all of these, but super simple project. Oh, and if you have any questions, let me know. I can just see now that there are a few people here. I will go back through and see if there are any questions, but the frames, the 8x10s cost less than $5. I think they were, what is the price at Walmart? $4.88 or something like that. So very inexpensive. Obviously, I mean, if you could find them at the thrift store. I just didn't want a big chunky frame, if that makes sense. I just wanted it to be kind of, now see, I've rubbed that area with some of it, but it just didn't stick on there. But the rest of it you can see did. So you just have to add more until you get the look you want. And some of it would go in those grooves. So that'll push all out once you put it on the front, on the glass. Let me just put a little bit more here. So inexpensive, but like I said, I was thinking that maybe this would work if you found, I was gonna go to the thrift store and look for 8x10 frames and then take the glass out. But I think, doesn't like the dollar stores, Dollar Tree and stuff have dollar frames? So it might even be cheaper there than the thrift store. But I was going to take out just the glass, put 2 pieces of glass together with some, I have some metallic duct tape. If I thought, but I'm like, if you had to cut that really straight, and no, I didn't have the patience for that. So then when I saw these at Walmart, I thought these will be perfect. And the Rub and Buff, look at that. It just, so basically you do all 4 sides. And you could do them in gold. You could do them to make them look, yes. Yeah. Okay. So somebody said boho printouts. Yeah, you can find them. You can obviously Google for like free printables or free boho printables if that's what you're looking for. And yeah, so there's all kinds of things. Like I said, you could put all kinds of prints or pictures inside here. I'd love to find an old book at a thrift store someday that has a bunch of botanical prints, and wouldn't that be pretty? I'd want to probably frame a lot of them and cut it apart, or but yeah, this, how easy. Have any of you guys that are here give me a thumbs up, or have you used Rub and Buff before? I just didn't know how it would do on this, like, because this is plastic. I didn't know how it would do, but it works really well. And like I said, if you let it sit overnight, it's like right now when I'm holding this, it's tacky. Like I can feel that it's tacky, and I put way too much on that part. See there, so I put it on, I dabbed it on, and then I rubbed it, and most of that came off, but that's kind of the look I want. I want it to kind of look worn. And but anyway, Rub and Buff, if you've used it before, I've used it, it can be used on wood, on your like hardware, if you wanted to change the look of your hardware, metal. It's just a good little product to have on hand. So yeah, okay, so now as I'm doing all four, okay, tell me if you have any questions. Let me look up here, and then I'll show you, for those of you that just joined, I will show you what I'm doing. So I love Framed Botanicals, and the post that I posted a while ago, I got a set from Antique Farmhouse. I bought a set from Antique Farmhouse, and we used to, before we changed up our little living room area, I used to have them hung up there. But I did sell them because they were just too bulky, and they were too, they just didn't fit with what I was doing, but I still love botanical prints. So I just love the simplicity of just the glass, and I love the look of, like, I want to say lead. Can anybody tell me if that's what I'm, you know, the frames, they're like metal, the old ones. And so I went to Walmart and found these. There is glass on the front. It's like a plastic piece on the back. These are plastic. But I just wanted to make them look old, and so I'm just using the Rub and Buff. There's tons of colors you can get Rub and Buff for, but this kind of gave me a brass look. And there's a hanger on the back, and I thought about, I might play with this, just using twine to make it simple. I think like a chain would be really pretty too. Again, I would want to Rub and Buff that so it kind of looked like an old chain. And when I'm hanging things, there's somebody in the house that always wants me to just check with him first, Matt, but I would just ask him what's the best way. And I will probably, I'm sure we have some of that chain. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, in the garage or something? So I might just bring them both in and see what looks the best and what I like the most, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So yeah, so anyway, so let me just tell you, so basically, literally all you do is you take your glass piece and the plastic piece, your cutout botanical, put them between there, and then you just slide the plastic pieces back on and you're done. I mean, so easy. Anybody can do this. This is not a hard project. You can't mess it up. You really can't mess it up. I mean, if you got way too much Rub and Buff on here and then you couldn't get it off, you could always go over it with black paint to start over. But yeah, so this is the exact look that I wanted to go with. Okay, I'm gonna check your questions and see. Every time I'm watching, it cuts me off. I don't know if it's you or me. It hasn't said anything up here that says that my net or my internet, sometimes it'll say low connection, and I always say that. It's like, oh, it says low connection. Is this working? I haven't seen any of that yet up here, so I don't know. No, I don't want to comment. Okay. I don't know if I just commented. Let me see. Yes. This is perfect, just what I've been looking for. Isn't it? And it's so simple, right? And they had different sizes at Walmart. I will link to the ones that I found once I get everything done. And Yes. So Teresa, it does, she's asked, does it dry and not come off? So like I said, and I'm working on it, working with it and kind of getting it where I want it, I can feel that it's tacky. But like this, once I put it on the frame and I let it sit overnight, it's not tacky. It's dry and it's not, you know, it's not coming off on my hands. It will, like it is coming off on my finger as I'm working with this, as you're working with it. But as it sits, it doesn't come off. So, and this is something that you're not going to be handling all the time. You know, it's going to be hanging on your wall. So I let this sit overnight and then I came on here to do this, and this one's fine. I'm sure like an hour or two it would probably be done, but I just didn't check it after I did it. Okay, you have never used, get this. Where is, hang tight. So if you guys want to message me later, and I can get you the link to this, what I bought, I got these. So the Rub and Buff, yes, it's called Rub and Buff. And so it comes in all different colors. Whoops. But I kind of got the, I just wanted kind of the gold colors. So that's what I got. This set came with all of these. And these are little tubes, like real, but I have done a couple projects with like this one, and it looks like it hasn't even been used. Like you don't need a lot. So definitely a product I would have on hand for sure if you do a lot of projects. And okay, does anybody have any other questions? I love that you guys, okay. I love this idea. Thank you for sharing. Yes. Like I said, I was thinking about, okay, how can I do this? How can I do this? This is the look I want. I don't want to pay $1 billion for an antique, like real thing. So how can I do it? And like I said, make sure, like I said, you wipe the dust off. It's when it's wrapped in that plastic, the plastic paper around it, and then you take it off. It's like static cling, and all the dust comes right to this piece. Yes, your Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, they probably all carry Rub and Buff. I just ordered it online. So I wasn't going there and I didn't need it right away. So I used it for a different project. It wasn't even for this. So I've got it on hand. There's nothing better than when you have an idea and then you've actually got all the supplies on hand. Okay. Oh, Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Okay. I've never looked at, okay. So if you can, do you guys know that do you guys know? Probably not. We had that huge derecho storm that came through in August, and it was an inland hurricane. I didn't even know that word. Yeah. So you'll get this all over your hands. Anyway, we're still dealing with the mess, but our Michael's store really got hit, and now I don't think they're going to open back up. Like it was always packed. There were always people there, but we did finally get a Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. So I'm wondering if I don't know if they're going to open up in a different place, but it like tore off the roof there, and it had tons of water damage, I'm sure, inside. So Michael's might be gone. I used to go there, not a lot, but I like having a Michael's around. So I'm hoping it opens back up. Okay. Any other questions? I have this almost done, all 4 of these done. So I guess I could put it together here. I'm just doing a little bit more on this one. And if you put it on, like you get it together and you find that you want to just put more Rub and Buff on it, I just like to have, and then make sure you close it so it doesn't dry out. But I just wanted to have it done. Okay, before I put it on. So, I mean, this is where, so I would definitely say this is the plastic piece and this is the back. Clean your glass and your plastic before you put it on. Again, if you find it, you can take it apart very easily. So I am just going to, you guys see me, lay this down, center-ish. I'm not perfect. Now, if Matt was putting this together, he would have the tape measure out and he would measure like all the corners, and I'm sure I didn't even cut it out straight, but he which I love. I'm not complaining. Because when you want something done just right and perfect, he's the person to call. Okay, so then you just lay the glass. Did I just move that? There's kind of a sticky thing. When you take off the paper, there's kind of a sticky little residue. So don't take that off because it does kind of hold your paper in place. So then you're just gonna, again, these are kind of tacky now that I just, now that I just did them. But, so you're just going to, did anybody else have these for posters? Do they still have those? I swear we did. Oh, of course that just shifted. I think some really, like some chain on the back would be really cool to hang it by. I'm not gonna get this perfect for you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you. You just slide these on. So you do a small side or long side and then just go alternating. Whoops. Posters in your bedroom. Did you have? Yeah, okay. So so I just printed this off. And I will, when I get this all done and together and photos and put it up on the website, I'll have links to everything that I used. You don't have to use what I used, but okay, it's crooked. Okay, but there it is. I love these. I love these. I can change them out. So you can always find like winter botanicals, spring, summer, but it's the frames. The other ones were so bulky and this is just simple. Yeah, I just love them. And it worked out perfectly. Very inexpensive. So the picture is digital. So somebody asked, is the picture digital? Yeah, so I just printed it off my computer. That's it. If you had like an old botanical book or some old photos, I love to look through books at the thrift store because I found so many cool ones. You could always take pictures like out of that, out of a cool book you have. You could use this for anything. Heavy cast iron ornate gold gilt oval picture frame. So is it cast iron around the frames I'm thinking of? Maybe it is. I wouldn't even think it would be that, but okay. That's it, you guys. If you have any questions, see, as I'm touching this one, for sure it's tacky. For sure it's tacky. So let's maybe not touch that one. But this, it's sat all night. It's not tacky at all. So yes, you won't. But like I said, this will be hanging on your wall or sitting on a shelf or something. So it's not something that you're going to be touching a lot, like a hand railing or. But I have used it on hardware. So you just got to let it sit. You Googled heavy cast iron ornate gold gilt picture frame. Is that and that's what came up for these? Is that what you mean? For the ones that I'm thinking of, like the old time ones that I really wanted to get that look of? Is that, okay. So yeah, and like the ones that I printed off from here, there were 12 different styles and colors, and there were lots of yellows in this one, this grouping that I found. But so I just printed off, like I said, 3, and I may do more. I mean, it's so simple. Yes, okay, so that's what they're called. Cast iron, I never would have thought that. So how do I hang the pictures? So let's not touch that one, right? Did we already discuss that in class here today? Just because it's still tacky. That's the only reason. If you're just hopping in, it's just still tacky. So I kind of thought about that too. And I'm like, when I found these, I'm like, how am I going to hang them? Am I going to glue? No, they'll probably fall. These have a plastic, let me just show you here. They have a plastic back on them. I'm just cutting twine right now. Oh, you don't need to see that side. So if you can see here, let me lay this down. So I'm going to do it because I couldn't. You can kind of. So there are different. Okay. So there are different little. Can you see these hangers? Oh, it's going to glare. There's different hangers so if you wanted to hang it this way or this way. So there's that on it. But again, I'm picturing the chains. Do you know what I'm talking about for the old frames? So and I love twine. So I will either hang it like this. Stand still, please. With twine, or I will have I think we have some chain. You can buy chain. I think we have some in our garage, and I will try and see which one I like better. I will try the chain, and I will probably use the same rub and buff, and then hang it by that. So, but you don't even have to have it hung by anything. I still need to clean this glass for anybody that just, you could just hang it by these things that are on the back. So if you didn't want to hang it by something up above, and who knows, but when I'm hanging it up, I may like it just like that. So you don't even have to hang it too. You could put it on the back of the shelf, or like in a cabinet if you have, which would be really pretty. I'm thinking about that too. So who knows? I just had this idea and it worked, so I had to share with you guys. Okay, how do you hang the pictures? I just joined. What product color did you use? So for this, I used European Gold. But Rub and Buff comes in all kinds of colors. So it's just, I wanted these to kind of look like an old brass, the old brass frames, but this is plastic, under $5, inexpensive. It's the way I like to decorate. Okay. Another one is an antique Victorian picture frame ornate wood plaster gold gilt. I guess I always thought they were more like a metal or like a lead. So that's cool. Thank you for checking that. That's awesome. I knew what it looked like. I never know the right terms, but the chain idea is cool. I'm hoping that we've got some small, I'm hoping we have some of the small chain. I really don't want to go buy a bunch of more stuff, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. Okay, I think I answered all of your questions. I will go through one more time here and just make sure. If you have questions later on as you see this on replay, please let me know. When you're watching it on replay, let me know that so I know you were here. And do these help? Are these little videos when I'm doing these things, are they helpful? Do you want to see more of these things? That's always good to know too. I will be doing more thrifting videos in 2021 and taking you guys with me. You guys like that? I love it. If I could take you all with me every time, it would be so much fun. Still working on that show idea. Well, let's just go across the US and go to thrift stores and see what we can find. But yeah, so, okay. I think that's it. Let me know. Yes, these are helpful. Okay, so I will, every time I do a little video, I do a little project, I like to come on here live. I have been going live a lot in Facebook, but it won't let me save my videos now in Facebook. So I will be coming probably more live in here because unless it doesn't happen today, I can save my videos and then post them in other places so other people on other platforms can see them. Okay, you love the thrifting ones. I got a lot of that over January and through the holidays. Love the thrifting videos. So I will continue to do those and take you guys along with me and see what I find and what ideas I have while I'm there and how I shop those stores. So, okay, I will let you guys go. I will stop chit-chatting and get this third one done. And then I will get it all up on the blog, so all the links and everything are there. But I just had to come in and show you. I should probably do it the other way around, but I just was excited to show you because it worked out. And it's so simple and inexpensive. So, okay, I'm done talking. I will let you guys go. Have a great Thursday, and I will hop back in when I have another thing to share.